OpenTelemetry and Crossplane are two projects that are part of the Cloud Native Computing Foundation's incubation program. How did they get into this elite group? Well, you can think about it as following the 3 C's. Number 1, clarity. Number 2, conciseness. Number 3, communication. Clarity matters. A singular focus for OpenTelemetry meant clearing the landscape of open tracing and focusing on its mission. Let's meet Ted Young.
I'm Ted. I work at Lightstep, but I'm one of the OpenTelemetry co-founders, so I spend most of my time on that project.
Now, OpenTelemetry is a collection of tools, APIs, and SDKs. It's used to instrument, generate, collect, and export telemetry data to help you analyze your software's performance and behavior. To best serve the community, OpenTelemetry's leaders decided what might be best is to archive OpenTracing, which had overlap with OpenTelemetry. The overlap is apparent with the use of eBPF, which is the extended Berkeley packet filter, which offers capabilities of the Linux kernel without requiring to change kernel source code or load kernel modules.
The community had kind of moved over to OpenTelemetry already, and the tracing portion of OpenTelemetry was stable. It was ready to replace OpenTracing entirely.
What did they need? They needed one project to match reality. They needed one project to encompass both OpenTracing and OpenTelemetry.
There was this kind of weird gap where the more advanced project was OpenTelemetry, but if you looked at the CNCF's project list, it looked like OpenTracing was the more advanced project. So we applied for incubation so that by getting OpenTelemetry to incubation, we could then archive the OpenTracing project. And that would kind of clear the landscape up within the CNCF.
Number 2, conciseness. Peace, baby. Be clear and concise. Now, Crossplane is also a wide-ranging project. They needed one sentence to describe it. Then they had to make sure that everything around the project pointed to that mission. They made it simple to explain. This is why the project is needed and why it should be incubated. Simple, simple, simple. Let's meet Dan Mangum. So I have to ask you, do you get any sleep as a maintainer?
It depends. I feel like it goes in cycles. Maybe if we're trying to get to incubation stage, no. But at other times, it ebbs and flows a little bit, I think, with project health.
Now, what's Crossplane? Well, it's an open source project, obviously, that provides a Kubernetes add-on that acts as a universal control plane. It allows application developers really to compose their own infrastructure. On the Crossplane site, it says it's used to compose cloud infrastructure and services into custom platform APIs. It has a core engine that connects to providers such as Terraform. Providers then target the different cloud service providers such as Amazon Web Services or other external APIs through platforms such as Rancher. Crossplane offers conformance like Kubernetes, allowing interoperability from one installation to the next. That in itself allows for a level of maturity that providers can rely upon. And what has been essential to the success of the project? Conciseness.
We did have the same challenge, which I think maybe all CNCF projects face, of really defining a very clear and concise mission for the project. We had a similar thing where our project is very wide-reaching, and really just boiling that down to a sentence.
Number 3, communication. Communication, docs, and more docs. OpenTelemetry had to put a lot of effort into its documentation, and it paid off. Those docs clearly communicated the project and what to expect going forward. Let's meet Constance Karamanolis.
Hi, I'm Constance. I am a principal software engineer at Splunk, and I'm on the OpenTelemetry Governance Committee along with Ted, and I'm also co-chair of this event.
It's all about the docs.
It's hard to keep track of. I'm always impressed when people are like, okay, all these things here, and you get an update. But also, that's actually, when talking about our incubation process, we had to put a lot of effort into our docs because a lot of people would say, Ted or Alida would know where things are, but we didn't have it properly documented of hey, what is the actual pulse? Is this in beta, GA? And so for us, it was doing a lot of tidying up and making sure that we can clearly communicate where we are, what are our plans for the future, and so people can know what to expect going forward.
So what does it come down to? Again, it's the three C's. Clarity. If you have to archive a project, just do it. Conciseness. Boil it down. Let them know what you're talking about. Why is that project needed? Communication. Docs, and more docs. Let the docs flow. It's all about the docs. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon. Now please, if you may, subscribe to our channel here on YouTube, like us wherever you like to like us, and check out the new staff.